All right, squad. So listen, one of my favorite things about music is discovering records that don't necessarily dominate the charts, but still have the power to completely stop you in your tracks. Huh? Get it, tracks? Well, sometimes the biggest songs aren't always the most impactful songs. You know, sometimes the records that stay with you are the ones that make you think, the ones that make you feel or make you sit quietly for a moment and appreciate the artistry. So this morning on What's Hot Music, we are spotlighting 4 records that may come from different genres, different generations, and different corners of the music world, but all of them have one thing in common. They showcase the power of authentic storytelling and musicianship. So we're gonna start and kick it off with a true classic. It's called The Bottle by Brian Jackson and Gil Scott-Heron. Now, if you ever heard this record, honestly, before, just let me put you on, okay? It was released in 1974. And The Bottle is one of those songs that somehow it manages to be incredibly infectious and deeply serious at the same time. Now, before that, you know, Brian has actually released some new music, not from 1974, but again, we gotta showcase some of his new stuff, and then we're gonna reverse engineer backwards and jump into The Bottle. But here's what he's dropped lately. Fire. Now, Brian Jackson got some new heat for sure. Now more than ever, this is actually off of his latest album. That was the title track off of his latest album that he dropped. And if you can hear, again, I mentioned before to y'all that I've really been into this like jazz feel, like just really like fast drums, syncopated drums, really fast bass lines that move you along, nice melodies. That's been my thing lately. So Brian Jackson definitely got some heat with his new album, but again, it always takes you back to what did he start off with? And so honestly, with The Bottle, you gotta figure musically, the track, it's actually driven by a hypnotic flute line, and then it's layered percussion on top of that, and you got a groove that's so strong that it feels fresh 50 years later. But lyrically, it's like the song, it tackles alcoholism, addiction, and then it also shines a spotlight on just people struggling with circumstances that society often ignores. Check it out.
Favorites is The Bottle.
It's The Bottle.
The Bottle.
I love The Bottle.
I mean, The Bottle.
The Bottle is huge for me.
The Bottle is by far my favorite.
You can't do that to me on the spot. That's a really tough one. But if I had to call a quintessential Brian Jackson, Gil Scott-Heron song, it would have to be The Bottle.
Listen, people have spoken. Now, some of those people who were sitting there are musicians from around the world who have a long legacy of creating hits. And when asked what their favorite songs were, it's The Bottle. So what made Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson such a powerful creative partnership was their ability to combine social commentary with incredible musicianship. So they weren't preaching, they weren't lecturing, they were telling stories. And so The Bottle became one of their signature recordings because it forced listeners to confront real issues while also listening and making them move. So it's jazz at its core. Here's The Bottle.
That black boy over there running scared. His old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. He ain't done pawned off damn near everything. His old woman away to beg for bottom. And don't you think it's a crime when time after time after time people in the bottom. There's people living in the bottom.
Woo! Yo. It's just, you know, there's some songs, honestly, there's songs that are just timeless. And like that groove. And of course, you know, you got Brian Jackson, he's playing the flute on that. And it's just, it just coasts. That song is just Such a powerful song. Of course, the music video, you know, you're seeing clips of the music video. It's just very city. You know, being here, born and raised in New York City, it's just giving very much city feels. Again, it's capturing the 1970s. I wasn't around, but it brings you into that world. And it's just, so much soul, it's funk, it's poetry, it's activism. And honestly, I mean, it's one of the most important records of the 1970s. So if you're a fan of artists like Common, Kendrick Lamar, or even the spoken word elements found in modern hip hop, you can trace some of the DNA directly back to Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. Here's them playing The Bottle live, and it goes off. Check it out.
Women's wedding ring for a bottle. Come on, help me, Omar. Don't you think it's a crime the way time after time after time give me the bottle? Yo, check her out.
Woo, man. Like, yo, that song came out in 1974, and this is Brian Jackson rocking live. Now, Gil Scott-Heron is no longer with us, so he's passed away, but you got to just see, I mean, they are rocking, just rocking. I mean, Brian Jackson, he's not on the flute there, you know, he's playing piano, playing keys, but this is just, it's a jam. It is a jam. Honestly, I mean, this is definitely top of my playlist. This is the type of music, honestly, you could rock. It's so dense because it has such a purpose behind the lyrics, but this is the type of thing, honestly, I mean, you roll your windows down and you bump this anywhere, you are getting highly respected wherever you go. Honestly, this is just, I'm putting y'all on with some new waves, okay? Some new waves, all right? Some oldies but goodies. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving, and let's jump from a classic to something much more contemporary. Now, this one is called Ocean by the Moses Yofi Trio. And man, listen, if you are looking for music that feels like a deep breath, this right here is it. This is what I'm talking. Okay, so I've been on this wave. It's like new age jazz. It's like new age jazz. This is a genre, new age jazz, contemporary jazz, where it's like, you know, a lot of times you think jazz, when you think of jazz, sometimes, not all the time, but when you think of jazz, you think a lot of slower syncopation, you know what I mean? Trumpets and strings and you know, a lot of slow, you know, things like that. This is fast, it's in your face, it's up tempo. Like, honestly, you throw any of these songs, you throw this on the back of like if you're creating a film, if you're a filmmaker, honestly, and you are trying to like show something where it's either building tension or you're trying to show like a transition period where you got someone who is either going from things going from bad to good, or even vice versa, from good to bad. Like, you overlay this under that, it's going to bring out something cinematically that is just crazy. It has this like aggressive tension that's also like rooted in so much like depth and feeling and emotion, and also warmth at the same time. So like, it has like aggression but warmth. And so that's why it works either way. Like, however you put it, whatever you put it to, I mean, this is definitely, I'll put it this way. This is going to be a song. This is a song that's going to really, it's going to enhance however you're feeling at that moment. So honestly, what it also does is it's also a palate cleanser. So if you are a little bit upset and you listen to this song, it's going to cleanse your palate and then get you to a point where you can just feel the groove, and then vice versa. I mean, this is just, yo, so fire. You gotta figure, listen, the Moses Yofi Trio, they have been rocking for a minute, right? They've been quietly building a reputation as one of the most exciting young jazz groups working today. So they're actually based out of Berlin. In the trio, they blend jazz, soul, hip hop influences, and modern improvisation into something that feels incredibly fresh. So Ocean is actually one of those tracks that doesn't need lyrics to tell a story. You got the piano, bass, and drums that all do the talking. Check them out live. Yo, oh my gosh. Yo, they're so fire. How? I don't know. It's just me. I mean, like stuff like that. First of all, like I go crazy for just a really nice bass line. If you got a nice bass line or something, it's just wild. And if you're just building the blocks, if you're building the components of songs that I like, if you have a nice bass line, but honestly, the bassist doesn't have to go crazy. He just got to stay in his pocket. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. He's just staying in his pocket. Bass is just staying in his pocket. And then on drums, he's going ham. He's going ham. Like kick, like. Oh my gosh. And then once you add strings and piano onto that, like I like almost a haunting, like jazz piece. And this is exactly that. It haunts you. It fills the room. I got to see them live. I've been checking them. I mean, they're performing overseas. They're not going to be to New York or even the tri-state area for a little minute. So their next live show, they're going to be in Georgia, and not Atlanta, Georgia. No, the Republic of Georgia. I'm talking about Europe. So they're going to be out there. I actually have a friend who lives out there, and yeah, I mean, honestly, it's yeah. I'm going to recommend that he go check them out because they are so fire. Oh my goodness, they're so fire. And again, with Oceans, what I love about this piece is the space, right? It's the restraint. Every note feels intentional. So this song ebbs and flows exactly like its title suggests. One moment is calm and reflective, and then the next one is swells with energy and movement. And so it's the kind of record you can put on during a morning drive or while working or simply when you just need a break from the noise of everyday life. I mean, this is the jam. And of course, I mean, Oceans isn't their only hit. I mean, it's one of the ones that I've been rocking with personally, but they got some more heat for you. Check it out. Ooh, my goodness. Honestly, it seems like, yo, they go and they jam and they tell the cameraman, listen, pop up, get some shots, but we're about to just go rock. We're about to just go jam. And that's what I love about them. Again, they're a band that they lean on improv. And that's some of the best things that you could do. I mean, I've had numerous jam sessions. I have the luxury to be able to perform also with a band and just have a lot of musicians in my circle, in my sphere of influence that yeah, we could just get together, we could jam, we could rock out, we can, you know what I'm saying, make a couple things happen. And it's so cool. But yeah, I love to do it, love to get together with these guys and rock and roll. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, listen, in an era where so much music is designed to grab your attention immediately, I mean, look, Ocean, it reminds us that sometimes the most powerful music invites you to slow down and just listen. So that's a little clip from a live show, and I love the way that they have it set up. It's very much just like you feel like you're rocking with them in the living room, right? They're right there at the center, and you're just surrounding them. And to be in a vibe in a mode just like that, it's kind of like it's so cool. I hope they kind of keep that model. I know as they get bigger, it'll be tougher and tougher to maintain something like that. Honestly, because you got to figure just most venues, the bigger venues, they're just organized where you got your stage, you know what I mean, and then it goes stage up front, and then all the seats just come back. But I mean, shows like this where it's just, it's an intimate setting. You get to just kind of like surround the entire band and just rock and just groove and just nod your head. So fire, so good. Oh, amazing, chef's kiss. Definitely one, honestly, just add all of this stuff to your playlist, because honestly, Ocean is just not the only track that they got. They got a lot more heat. Anyway, next up, we got a big one. This is Ghost by Victory Boyd. Now, if you're not familiar with Victory Boyd yet, let me tell you something. You are listening to one of the most gifted singer-songwriters of our generation. Honestly, Victory has this remarkable ability to combine folk, soul, gospel, and storytelling into something that feels so deeply personal. And Ghost is a perfect example of that gift. Again, she is also a very, very, very good friend of mine. And here is Ghost, just the acoustic version. You gotta check it out. Her voice is also unbelievable. But here goes.
Love from another human being, and I was gone, and I'm looking for the meaning. It was a ghost. Turned her back on me after we've been through the most. You ain't even have the decency to tell me adios. All up on the ground with your babe trying to boast. See, that's how you know. It was a
Fire, right? Her voice is just incredible, unbelievable. So how did I connect with Victory? So basically, I had done some work with one of my good people, Kevin, over at Universal Music Group. Victory is an artist. She's signed to Universal, and Kevin hit me up and he was like, yo, Z, there's this artist, that we've been working with. Her name is Victory. We think that there's definitely alignment with, both of you guys' brands, and, we would love to bring you in to shoot some visuals. She's in the city. We're shooting some visuals, and we would love to get you involved, and book you for the day. I said, bet, cool. It was really great. So got a chance to connect with Victory. Of course, I came into, in addition to being an actor, music has always been my first passion. I still write and create and make music, all of the above. So yeah, we got to just talk music, talk about the project, talk about her journey overall. She is just such an incredible human being. Super cool. I got some sneak peeks of the album actually before it dropped. And yeah, she just played a bunch. She taught me a little bit of piano too, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and we filmed a bunch of cool stuff. But Ghost is one of her singles, and the song, it explores themes of love, absence, memory, and emotional vulnerability. But what really stands out is her voice. I mean, there's this sincerity there that's difficult to manufacture. Every lyric, it feels lived in. Every phrase, it feels honest. And then Victory isn't just trying to overwhelm you with production tricks or vocal gymnastics. She's just simply telling the truth through music. And she tapped into a special guest for the video. Check it out.
I remember we walked under the stars by the beach. I remember the feeling of your kiss to my cheek. I remember the promises I thought you would keep. I remember the love I thought we had, it was deep. But days went by after a try.
You know what I mean? Vibes. So when we shot this, it was freezing. All of those exterior shots, it was so cold outside. I can't even explain. Like, we would shoot a shot and then we would like dash into like a store, like a corner store, because it was multiple different places that we shot some stuff. We shot some interior shots. We were outside for a bunch. We were all over the place. But for all the exterior shots, we would like shoot one time and then like jet into a building just to like warm up, so we had enough to just like come out and be able to shoot again. But I mean, it was fantastic. And again, you know, her songwriting is so personal. We got a chance to dive into the song Ghost. Is basically, I mean, she wrote it. The inspiration was, it was a relationship that she was in where, you know, she got ghosted. She went into some specific detail. That's just, you know, what she shared with me that I won't put it out there. But I mean, it came from a very real place, as well as the rest of her songs. And yeah, we just got a chance to really chop it up and have a lot of chats, a lot of really cool conversation. And she's awesome. Like we really kicked it off, had a really good time on set, and yeah, and we still text and stuff like that. She's incredible, and when she comes back to New York, I definitely got to catch her live. Maybe even bring her on the show. Just thought of that. So I'll get that set up. But listen, honestly, I mean, that's what's becoming more increasingly rare in the music industry, often focused on algorithms and trends. Artists like Victory Boy, they remind us that authenticity still matters. So what we're gonna do is, of course, you know what I mean, because we got a special guest in the video, we're gonna show you a little bit more of Ghost. Check it out.
To reach you. Not a single reply. You're hiding behind the door. I thought I had the keys to. It felt like it could have been a dream, except I clearly remember there being love from another human being, and now it's gone, and I'm looking for light.
Haha. So unfortunately, I have to play the guy, you know, who kind of ghosts her, which yeah, kind of, you know, kind of sucks. It's not my MO, right? But you know, I mean, again, played a role in it, and which was really cool. But yeah, you know, you got to figure, Ghost, it feels intimate, right? It feels human. Because it is, you know, it feels like, you know, you're sitting across from someone as they share a story they haven't told many people before. And that's one of the greatest things I think about overall all of Victory's music. It comes from, honestly, every track comes from this super personal place. And it's amazing to come into contact with an artist and encounter an artist who writes, you know, from that place of vulnerability. And yeah, you know, this also, she kind of co-produced the music video. So, you know, a lot of it was birthed from her idea. So she's super creative. And yeah, cheers to Victory. Here's a little bit more of the video.
Back on me after we've been through the most. You ain't even have the decency to tell me adios. All up on the ground with your bait trying to post. See, that's how you know it was a ghost.
Fire. Victory Boy, listen, go get everything that she's ever made. She is an incredible artist. And of course, you know, the video, the full song Ghost, it's on all streaming platforms. You know, the video is on YouTube. You can go check it out. But Victory Boy, Ghost, she is incredible. Also a good friend of mine. Support. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna land the plane, and finally, let's talk about Headstone by Reggie. So if you've been paying attention to the alternative R&B and indie soul scene over the last few years, then chances are you've heard Reggie's name. So his music has this fascinating ability to blend introspection, vulnerability, and also modern production into songs that just feel incredibly relatable. Check Reggie out.
never get that to my head. Sometimes I feel good in my bed, get up and I don't feel good no more. The street said you don't need meds, my mama said you just need prayer.
This is really cool. So some of the feels, it reminds me there's another artist that exists. There's another artist, his name is Smino. Smino. So it gives me very Smino feels, but then the chords just using the guitar in the back. That's very much inspo from like a Frank Ocean. You know, Frank Ocean, when he first came out, he would do things like that, especially on his Blonde album. You know, very much just strings and kind of emotion, and you get to sit in that mode. Also, the visuals are really cool, right? For something like this, something that's very much dialed down, right? You have visuals that they're very impactful, but they don't just flood you, right? So Headstone, it's one of those records that immediately grabs you because of its emotional honesty, right? The song wrestles with legacy, self-worth, and questions that many of us quietly ask ourselves of what impact am I actually making while I'm here, right? That's a heavy topic, but Reggie approaches it with a lot of vulnerability rather than despair. Check it out.
Get it out, and everybody get it out, man. And they are real. Passengers always talk about your ride, then they turn around and ask for a ride in. Everybody cross over solid lines, just to come back to the other side each. Looking at what cause traffic that cause traffic, but it ain't no traffic at the right time.
Yeah, you know, I really like his visuals there. I don't know why, in this music video, it reminds me of, if y'all ever seen the Teletubbies, but they're like running on this like huge grass field and like the sky is super blue. There's nothing really like much going on, but it reminds you of that. He just has like a red backdrop there, has an accent. Really cool, really cool. I love like the dialed back kind of visuals. They look really, really cool. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, musically, I mean, this track sits in that beautiful space between alternative R&B, indie rock, and soul. So the production is atmospheric without being overwhelming. So the lyrics are thoughtful without being preachy. And then perhaps most importantly, the song feels genuine, right? You believe them. You feel like you're hearing somebody process real emotions in real time. Headstone.
Why me? Life gotta try me. Feel like I'm dying, but I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining, it's just I could probably use an umbrella or something. Why don't we have funerals before we die? Why don't I start trying to talk before I cry? And it's hard to myself, but can I get myself up?
Oh, you gotta hit. So the lyrics, he says, why don't we have funerals before we die? Why don't I stop myself from trying to talk before I cry? I mean, these are just like, I don't know, you know, they're just, it's wild. So this has nothing to do with any of the artists we spoke about today, but I saw this really interesting take on Drake. And Drake, again, he gets a lot of flack. And there's a time and place for all different types of music. But there are certain elements of Drake and his new album, which again, there are tracks that I listen to over and over again on that album. But I think what it is it's tough for people who've been riding with Drake for such a long time, for some of us to like really, really fully dive into it. And I think it's just because of there has been a maturity, right? There's just certain things where, what the guy was saying on what I was hearing from what he was saying, he was like, you know, Drake is talking about, you know what I mean, like in some of his songs, you know, clubbing and all kind of stuff like that. He was like, yo, when that came out, you know, 10, 15 years ago, and I was right there with you, it was like, cool. He was like, now I got kids. I'm not doing that. I'm not living that same, you know what I mean, that same lifestyle. And Drake is so talented. And I think that what people are looking for, and what he gave us a version. He gave us versions of himself. And the thing is, we can't ask Drake to not be honest, right? I don't think Drake is going golfing. I don't think Drake is, you know what I mean, having, some of the discussions or some of the, he's going through some of the struggles that, parents are going for who are raising like young kids right now. He's living a different world. So this quite well could be all of his honesty in his latest music. But just from a relation standpoint, I think what an artist like Kendrick Lamar has managed to do is just be more vulnerable in a way that connects with more people. Drake's vulnerability, he's speaking about kind of like how people have done him wrong and things like that as well. But it's just, it comes from a different place. And for some people that, that's just been hard to relate to. But yeah, we're here, what Reggie's doing again, it's something you think about, you know what I mean? Like, like why is it sometimes, if you've ever been to that super emotional place, why don't you stop talking, when you start to like burst into tears or something like that? Like, it's something like you don't think about, but once he puts that lyric in there, it's like, it's so true, right? Why don't they, what he's talking about in the lyric, why don't we have funerals before we die? It's about honoring people, giving them their flowers, right? Before they're no longer here to be with us. So very real concepts that you just start to think about when it's just like, oh snap, you right, And again, there's music, everything has a time and a place, right? You need Reggie. You also need, Drake. You need Kendrick Lamar. So I encourage artists, just make the music, put it out, Your authenticity, your truth, your realism, your vulnerability is going to touch somebody it's going to give them what they need at that specific time. And that's what connects all four of these records, right? Because even though they come from different eras, different styles, these songs aren't about chasing the same sound, right? They're not trying to fit into the same playlist, but they all just remind us that great music does more than just entertain. It helps us feel something, and that's why it makes the What's Hot Music list. So those are 4 tracks you gotta add to your playlist, especially get that Victory Boy joint right there, Ghost, all right? Look her up, you know what I mean? Support the homie. But that's how we do it. We got a little bit more of the AM show when we return, and Nadine's gonna get us deserted up, right? With some movies for the Silver Scoop. So stick with us.